Hey guys, this is Jay Lethal, the Blade Machismo, and whoa, the Nature Boy, and you're listening to the Potsy and Tino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its Tag Team Champions of the World. The Road Dog Tino Gray, the Badass Rob Potsy Potcheck, the Potsy and Tino Show. What's up there?
What's up there? That's Potsy. Nope.
Oh, yeah, Potsy's over here.
Yeah.
And Tino's over here.
That's me, yeah.
Well, actually, Tino's right there. Our theme song is always brought to you by Adam's House Cat. It's called The Rest. By the Adam's House Cat is what I was going to say.
Okay.
It's called The Rest, and the song is available on iTunes for 99 cents. And we are brought to you by the Pots and Pans Network.
Yes.
He's not like most girls.
It's going to be a long night, folks.
Oh. Welcome. Tino.
Yes.
Every week.
Every
damn week that we are doing this show, we start with a little segment we call
What? Oh! With you!
Not With Our Truth.
Not with our truth.
He stole it from us.
Yeah. Not a whole lot going on, man. I played a show this past Saturday night. The first show I've gotten a chance to play in a long time. I played in Clayton. It was pretty nice. If the governor of North Carolina lets the bars open on the 13th, which he probably won't. But if he does, I'll be in Hickory Saturday. But if he doesn't, I'll be in Apex Saturday. And that's about it.
That's about all that's going on with you?
That's all that's going on with me.
I have three shifts left.
Oh, yeah. You better find your payment book so you can pay your mortgage.
Yeah, I gotta pay, yeah. Hey, but the good news is, I got my mailbox key.
Hey, there you go.
The thing was so jammed full, I ripped like 3 pieces of mail getting out of the mailbox.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. So what was the hold up in getting the mailbox key?
The Postal Service.
Why is it the Postal Service? It's fault to get you a mailbox key.
So apparently they run those community mailboxes. So when you move into a new place, you contact them. They charge you $15, and then they're supposed to come out like 2 days later, change the lock, call you so that you can meet them and get your key. I called them 3 weeks ago. I called them 2 weeks ago. I called them 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. Finally today, the guy calls me up and he goes, "Hey man, I got your key." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to work now, so
Right.
so you can take it to the post office or whatever, and I'll go get it like on my next day off." And I can't imagine how much more mail would have been in there at that point. But yeah, so they finally dropped it off, and so now I've got like 3 mailbox keys.
That's cool.
Yeah. So and you now have a house key.
I now have a house key.
Yeah.
Party Central when Rob's living.
Yeah.
When Rob lives to Comic-Con.
I told you as long as you clean up.
Yeah, I'll clean up.
Yeah. You know, so but yeah, I got 3 shifts left.
So how you feeling? How's that short timer coming along?
Ask me next week.
No, short timers this week.
Well, I know, but I don't want to say anything.
Oh,
yet.
Gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
like my boss starts watching or whatever.
Gotcha.
Everybody that's in there, you know, I see that we got some eyes on us right now. Don't be shy. Make sure you say hi if you're on the Facebook. Tino is man in the chat. He's not very good at it though, especially when he starts a watch party. But
yeah, I messed that up last week. I did that watch party, and that's why a lot of people snuck in here. Like Katie eased in last week, and I didn't realize she was in there because for some reason when I had the watch party up, I missed a lot of chats. So I didn't do the watch party this time.
So one of the things you were asking me about off air, and it's kind of about my current job, which will be my former job at the end of the week. You know, I had mentioned that like every holiday, because you saw my Facebook status today. My Facebook status said, "Hey, I've only got 3 shifts left. Don't bug me about how do I get a PS5."
Yes.
And it's because every year, whatever the hot video game selling item is, I find out who my not real Facebook friends are, you know, and I hate to say that because you know, like I love all my Facebook friends, you know. I mean, there's like 1,100 of them on there, and I love every single one of them. Until they sit there and they go, "Hey man, what's the heads up on that Switch?" Delete. You know, I don't even answer. I just.
And you were telling me that off air, and I'm like, it does. It amazes me and surprises me. I mean, I'll call you and be like, hey, what do you think of this game? I'm not saying give me a hook up on the game. You know, I'm like, look, I'll because I'm the kind of guy I like first shooter games, so I'll finish like a Call of Duty or I'll finish something. I'm like, hey Rob, what's next? What's a good game to play next? You know,
yeah. Which one do I get next?
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine because
I'm gonna come in and pay for it.
Oh, sorry. No. It's because I like talking about video games, so I don't mind anytime somebody asks me about a video game, but don't make it seem like I'm the jerk because I can't get your kid the Christmas present that he asked for 4 days before Christmas, or she asked for, you know, like that's not what our friendship's about.
No.
Now, if Tino were to ask, I'd tell him the same damn thing. No, I'd probably try to help you out.
Now, I did ask you when Matthew's birthday, I'm like, where can I get a Switch? I didn't ask you for a hookup. I'm like, do you have a Switch? You're like, no. I'm like, where can I get a Switch?
And we were able to get you one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, that's like one of my best friends.
And I wasn't asking for a hookup. I was just asking where to go to get the Switch.
Yeah, and obviously nobody gets the pricing hookup on that stuff anyway. Like there is no pricing hookup. I get it for the same price that everybody else got it. Games were a little bit different. There was discount, but you know, like, yeah, it's just.
And I got the whole, every time I would go into Rob's store and Rob would see like my little membership card's like, it's expired or you haven't started. He always got on me about my membership card.
Yeah, and then he went and bought it at Katie's store.
Well, I didn't buy it at Katie's store. It expired, and I renewed it at Katie's store because I wanted to get a game. And she said, you can get, like, money off. And that's all she had to say, money off.
Money off.
Let's reinstate that card.
So earlier this year, my membership card had, like, 2 months left on it. And, you know, one of the perks of working there as a manager is oftentimes they'll re-up you for a year. But we ran such a good deal at one point where they were like, hey, 10,000 bonus points, you get your $5 coupon today, I was like, well, that's $15 worth of value right there. I'll just renew it today. So I used $15 in store credit, and I renewed my membership. Well, then they gave me the free membership for another year, so my membership's like out
You're
there.
good.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know the next time I'm gonna have to renew that thing at this point, but. But anyways, yeah. So, and like I was saying to you, I like talking about video games so much that I think I'm, you know, on here on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. I have a feeling I'm probably gonna do what we do here on Monday nights. I'll probably do it like Wednesday or Friday nights.
That'd be cool.
You know, where I just talk about video games. You know, and talk about specific. You know, like one night it might be, hey, here's what I've heard about the new Assassin's Creed. This is what I think about it. I don't know if I'll ever get into where I'm actually doing the live streaming of me playing a game because I don't talk to people when I do that. You know, like
You don't play online with other people?
No, I hate playing online.
I do too.
Well, that's not true. I love playing co-op games. So if you and I were both playing at the same time together,
like Call of Duty or something.
Well, like. Yeah, or like Gears of War, or you know, like one of those games or a Lego game or whatever, you know, where we're both sitting there trying to accomplish the same thing together. I'm completely fine doing that. I just can't stand playing against other people. Like every time I play against other people, I'm the bullet sponge.
Yeah, I don't.
In fact, I was telling you, I might call my show The Bullet Sponge.
I don't even get on like Call of Duty. My brother-in-law's like, get on and play with me, and we're playing against other people, and then he gets mad when I get killed because you're right. As soon as I respawn, they're like, I'm like, dude, can I even look around? Like I respawn and look, and I'm dead. So I don't even.
Yeah, no, it's pretty ridiculous.
Super ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
So I'm back on my This Is Us, no, The Last of Us.
This is us, The Last of Us. Two totally different things, folks.
Yes. I realized that when I said it. So I'm back on.
They're both very sad.
Yeah. I'm back on The Last of Us Part 2. I played the first one. Now I'm back on Part 2 again.
One of the things that we can come back to video games in a second, but one of the things that I've I finally finished editing the coloring book.
Oh yeah.
So I ordered those this week, and they should be in next week. And the best part of that is I'll be home to be here when it shows up.
You don't even know how to act, do you?
I don't. You
don't even know how to act.
Like I've got a shipment coming on Wednesday where my new job is actually sending me a laptop and a monitor. So
it's gonna be kind of cool being able to get here and watch Raw on time. You folks don't understand. So right now I'm like, when are you gonna be home? So he didn't get home till like after 9, and I got here about 9:15. So we have to pretty much watch Raw. Some of the segments we just fast forward through. Some we watch like the speed of 2, so everything's going because we're trying to play catch up so we can get done in time to do the show. That's going to be so awesome not to have to do that.
Yeah, it really is. The wonder, however, is whether or not we actually move up the time for our show. Will we continue to do Potsy and Tino at 11:30 on Monday nights, which everyone has come to expect? I mean, we get upwards of 10 to 15 people in the room at one time, which is awesome. Although no one's chatting tonight, so if you're out there, please chat with us.
I thought we started early too, though.
So we did, but now we're on time.
It's just now, 11:35. We usually start at 11:30, so they'll probably start kicking in here in a minute.
Yeah. So.
But what do you mean pushing it up like?
Well, so far I'm almost thinking what we do is we actually move the show to during when Raw's actually playing, and the reason why
watch along.
No. We just watch it after. Like it's been bad enough recently to where we don't have to talk about Raw first or last. We could always make it the first topic, and go from there like the following week.
Hey.
What is up, Terrence? Terrence is in the chat, folks. But yeah, so the coloring book is edited. Okay. It's now it's ordered, paid for. So now I got to wait for it to ship in. When it does, anybody that actually did purchase autographed copies of it will have to wait a little bit longer because they've got to be shipped off to Eric to get signed, and then Eric will actually ship them out to everybody else. If they weren't mentioned to be autographed, then I will be shipping them directly from here. And you'll probably get some extra special goodies with it anyway, just because I'm so excited that we're actually getting it out there.
That's cool.
And then this week as well, I think Wednesday I'm going to start doing the lettering for the Strangest Thingies book.
That's awesome.
so that one can be at the printer and everything by hopefully the end of this month, so it can actually come out in January when it's supposed to. So I'm pretty excited about that too. And then I've got to get back on actually writing some of these books, man, because I got some cool ideas that I'm working on. Thinking. So
I can't spin on my chair. Doesn't spin.
No, this one does.
My other chair. I thought you had a weight to put my office chair together, man.
I'll get you a screwdriver. I'll let you do it on the air.
You were going to do it.
No, I was not going to do it.
It's your house.
It's your chair.
Damn it.
Actually, I think I'm probably gonna have to actually get one that's specific for work, because this one's probably comfortable for an hour, but I don't know if it's good for 8 hours.
You should try it Monday and see what happens.
Well, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
If I can get away with not having to buy a new chair, I'm gonna get away with not buying a new chair. We got anybody on the Facebook chat?
No.
Just me. Man, that's kind of disappointing. Hopefully everybody likes my little wall of stuff back here.
That's new.
What?
That one wasn't up there last week.
Oh, the Death Stranding?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was. They can't see that one.
Oh, sorry.
I wanted to go like this.
Yeah, I know.
But that doesn't change anything.
No.
The camera's over there. It's always so funny when you look at that stuff. But I got my Transformer Ghostbuster. I got my NES Classic. I got my Superman collection. I gotta open up the Yakuza because it actually has rocks glasses in it.
Nice.
So yeah, that's got like a bar set in there.
Oh, well, I guess they could see all that.
Well, they can see that stuff like back here. Like I got some conference PlayStation 4 controllers. I got a Finn Balor action figure. I got a Stan Lee little guy.
Is that Thanos up there? I don't know if they can see that.
No, I don't have a Thanos up there.
What is that? No, the glove.
Oh, the arm? No,
Yeah.
that is from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, okay.
That's from Metal Gear 5. That was Big Boss's arm in the game. It actually, like, all the fingers move and everything. That was pretty cool. And then I've got, like 12 pops because I don't collect pops like everybody else does.
Nicole only collects Harry Potter pops.
How many she got? Because there's a lot. Does she have like the train?
No, that's Christmas. That's coming. She probably has right now 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, she's just started.
So Terrence in the chat has like a wall of pops.
Of what? What kind of pops?
He's got all different types. He's got, like, I showed him the ones for Run DMC this week, so he's gonna have to get the Run DMC pops. But he's got comic book pops. He's got
wrestling pops.
He's got some wrestling pops. I mean, like anything that he's into, hip hop pops, everything. Terrence has a bunch of them. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, like not much else really going on with me either, man. Like
it's been a slow week.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if it's been slow. Like, I've got my ass kicked at work.
Mm-hmm.
Because you asked about short timer syndrome. I'm trying not to.
Yeah. I'm
really trying to display the type of work ethic that I've been known for 15 years, and it's just hard.
And we're finally at the end of no more commercials. We're done with the election. That's done. No more. We can actually get back to watching TV.
My Instagram still had a thing that said, "Do you want to know the election results?" No, you dumbass! Like, I am so pissed off by that stuff. Like, Facebook I actually posted multiple times how to take that stuff off.
Yeah.
So I stopped seeing that stuff on Facebook, which was great. But Instagram, it was like, me.
So that's said and done.
Kind of pissed me. Oh, I did watch Notre Dame versus Clemson on Saturday, and my boys.
Notre Dame.
Big win for them. Double overtime, and of course
you'll get to watch that now. Don't worry about working on the weekend. You can actually watch some football.
College football.
Right? Why are you biting my?
It looks like chocolate. You look like a little M&M over there. You just gonna flick it? Bitch.
We're punchy, folks. We're punchy. We're tired.
So yeah, it's been a long day. But and then Dave Chappelle hosted Saturday Night Live for the second time that the election results came in. 4 years ago he said he's hopeful, and he made a lot of money. This time he was like he's hopeful to make a lot of money.
So, I gotta go back and watch it.
Yeah, no. If you haven't watched it, I highly endorse his. He did a couple really funny segments. One he was all about. It was about how like Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's were getting fired. So that they're like, you can't fire Aunt Jemima.
I don't even.
It was pretty funny. But then he played the Allstate guy. He's like, you can't get rid of the Allstate guy. He's like, I'm a real person. And he's like, if you're gonna get rid of me, get rid of Count Chocula.
Count Chocula.
And then he lost it because like they were all laughing too hard, and like it just went to the point where he finally goes. He goes, "Come on, Count Chocula can't be made just out of chocolate. Look at that face." And he's like, and Pete Davidson's like, well, okay, maybe there is a little Italian in there. But anyways, but his monologue was very similar to a lot of the comedy that he's been doing recently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he's been doing those cornfield
Mm-hmm.
things. He even jokes about that in the monologue, about how like he had to have a town meeting because they said he was being too loud in a cornfield.
on his property.
On his own property. But yeah, like it's becoming more like he's becoming more intimate with the way he's.
Well, I think he had to because of COVID. I think that's what it all started with COVID. I think it started with the 8. What was it? 8.
Yeah, the 8 minutes.
8 minute.
8 minutes 23 seconds.
Yeah,
or
something
whatever.
like that. He did when everything went down with Floyd, and then that's what he started doing, and he started doing it is by invitation only. So I think there's just people he wants to come and sit in front of, but he will set up a camera so they can televise it if he wants to. But it's pretty much him and friends, people he personally invites to come on his property, so we can just sit down and have a show.
He told this story about how his great grandfather was a slave and everything, and towards the end of it, to make the punchline, he basically said, and like, I wonder what my granddad would think of me now, knowing that his name was on a show that was on Comedy Central, and then now I've had Netflix specials, made a lot of money from that. And now Chappelle's show is on HBO Max, and it's on one of the other ones. And he goes, hey, he'd probably just laugh at me and say that you've been sold more times than me, because which I just
wow.
The fact that and he's like, and I didn't make any money off of that. So, but anyway, but yeah, not much else has been going on, man.
No.
I didn't have time to make a new graphic for Full Gear, but
AEW.
I mean, it's AEW, right? So let's talk about Full Gear.
Okay.
Because I think that was what everybody was really expecting, the big payoffs and everything else, right? So we'll start with Wednesday night. Wednesday night we had what I thought was another really good NXT, although it did have some shortcomings. I felt like the Shotzi Blackheart thing, it was silly to say the least. Like
well, they're trying to set up. Excuse me. Trying to set her up to go against Candice LeRae, because if you remember that they're continuing a storyline.
Yeah, but
because she cost her the title against Io.
But she broke down and cried about the tank, like if somebody had actually like.
But were you listening to the commentary? Why she broke down? The reason why she brings that tape.
Yeah, because she got it from a band or whatever.
No. But it also represents one. I think her brother is in the military overseas, and so it's family. So it has sentimental value to it.
So I guess that adds a little something to it.
Yeah, it has. It's not just because she got it, but it's sentimental because. I think it said her brother. Somebody was in the military overseas, so that's why she's paying respect.
Gotcha.
Driving to the ring. So yeah, so she wasn't crying. There was a reason why she was so upset over the tank.
Yeah, but I mean, she was crying like Candice LeRae just ran over her brother.
Yeah,
with that.
I mean, she oversold a little bit, but they were trying to incorporate that. It's got sentimental value.
But
and who the hell is the dude in the screen mask? Who is that? He was there with Johnny when Johnny was playing Spin the Wheel, and then he was in the car with Candice when she drove over that thing.
You know who it better be?
I think it's that chick, the one that bought them the TV. What's her name?
I don't know, but you know who it better be?
Who?
P.S. Michael Hayes.
I don't think it's P.S.
It better be Michael Hayes. Like that would be a payoff.
Shut up.
Like I mean, he prays to him You know, so
I don't get where that whole thing started.
oh, it was just Johnny being, this is heel Johnny. It's like, let's go ahead and just pray to Michael
I remember
Hayes.
it was in your house. He had the picture of P.S. Michael Hayes over
Except it was
the
Doc
nest,
Hendricks. It
over
wasn't.
the nest. Yeah.
It was Doc Hendricks. It wasn't even P.S. Michael Hayes, which is probably why, when I asked you last week why he would show up for the Dexter Loomis thing, but he wouldn't show up for Johnny, it's because it was Doc Hendricks. I bet.
Okay.
I bet. Yeah, I
Okay.
bet that because remember Doc Hendricks was the host of In Your House.
Mm-hmm.
So every and he'd have like the bow tie on and all that crazy shit. So but now that I think about it, the thing that probably drew me the most into NXT last week was Pat McAfee again.
I hate to admit it. Yeah.
Like here's what makes it so interesting is that Pat McAfee is someone you want to punch. Like
he's doing his job.
He's not just doing his job. He's doing heel work that is something that like most of these guys
heel 101
have never been able to do in their entire career.
Yeah.
And he's doing it week in, week out. Now, granted, it is because he's got a talk show, so he knows how to sit there and bring heat, right? I mean, that's what you got to do if you're a talk show host. He brings the heat, but now he's also getting heat on three guys that really had nothing going for them. Like they're all great. I think he might have gotten a chat.
Terrence.
What did he say?
He did. It says Terrence Bowden is watching with you.
Oh. So Terrence went to Facebook. Gotcha. But he's basically getting three guys over by just talking about them, and giving them each a little bit of mic time. But then he comes back with like 7 more minutes. And the craziest part about it, Tino, is that I'm invested in Pat McAfee.
I'm waiting to see what they're going to do with the Bruiserweight 4. I was waiting for Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch to get the tag titles because it's only a matter of time. They're
that good.
They're that good. They're that good. I was waiting for them, but I want to see how the Bruiserweight fits into the mold.
Well, after losing a lot of weight, he definitely fits a little bit more. Oh, he's watching on both platforms. Hey, move those numbers, T. Go ahead and watch on Twitch as well. Let's he's giving you all the love.
Appreciate it.
Giving us the rub, huh? So there was that. I really don't remember much else of what happened during it.
What's
Cameron Grimes.
As
soon as you give that, he does this every time. It's like he's got a crush on him. He's like.
No, I was getting Cameron Grimes. The point of the match.
He gets better and better as that chicken shit heel.
The point of the match when that ref left, got knocked out, and the other ref came down and was a zombie ref. He's like, that's why I started smiling, because you're right, it's that chicken shit heel. And it's like, but they're still tying in. NXT is doing a good job of keeping somewhat of a storyline consistency, because I'd forgotten that he was the zombie referee, but they're still carrying that over till they said, "Oh, he's scared of that zombie referee." I'm like, "Oh yeah,
that was that guy."
Yeah. So they're keeping that going. They did Dexter. Did Dexter show up? I don't think Dexter Loomis was on there. Ciampa is Ciampa is kicking ass. Ciampa is.
Did he get the? Yeah, he got the win against Velveteen. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he hit him with the.
Velveteen's on a losing streak, so I don't know what they're doing with Velveteen. See on his way out.
Oh, I know what they're doing with Velveteen.
What they're doing with Velveteen?
They are. Dr. Drew Manchu sat there and said, "But NXT has a retired punter who is badass." Wait, that's who we're talking about. Full Gear was the show of the year. I don't know.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't blown away.
I thought the Cody match was good. The two matches that stuck out to me were Cody and the tag match. The
Let's just talk about
Omega and Hangman match. It was good, but it wasn't. Something was missing.
I felt like most of the matches had something missing, and by the way, there was 1,000 people in the crowd,
which was awesome.
You know, like when Jericho came out, Jericho. I mean, he just smiled watching everybody sing his song. Don't worry if you know, I know, and I am here to educate. Oh, okay. Ciampa needs the main event Mania and Mania of Go Away. I guess you mean and then go away, Drew. I totally agree. I do think that Ciampa is good enough to main event Mania. I would love to really see Ciampa and Finn Balor. Like, I don't think we've really gotten that. I'd also really like to see Ciampa versus Johnny never got the blow-off match that it needed to have. It never got the...
They got old. They had so many matches, though.
They did, but they, like Triple H even said, you want Mania? I'll give you Mania. And they're like, no, we just want a parking lot. What? Nobody would ever say that. Anyways. Or, he needs Mania, main event, or go away. Gotcha. But let's go ahead and talk about Full Gear. The opening match being Omega and Paige, I think, was right. Watching Omega walk out multiple times wearing nothing but boxer shorts really made me kind of scared. He walked out when the Young Bucks won, and then he walked out when Moxley won.
What's this whole North Carolina? I keep catching. What does he say?
And he's wrestled in North Carolina.
Why does he keep saying that?
Because that's wrestling country, man. Like, and he's the cleaner again, so that's why the women come out with the broom.
Yeah, I got that.
Omega Hangman was epic. Go ahead, Tino. Drew set you up for it.
Epic? It was good, but like I said, there was something missing. I can't put my finger on exactly what was missing, but I wouldn't go as far as epic. It was a good match. It was a solid match. I can't put my finger on something was missing.
I think the whole pay-per-view was a B.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I mean, like, I wasn't blown away by the Sheeta versus Nyla Rose match.
No.
I'd love to see Vicky Guerrero actually show up in WWE again and actually be. What did I say? She should be the. I was saying to someone that she needs to be the manager for someone else.
You're high.
I'm not. Sorry, I'm not even drunk.
Was it Nyla?
No.
Nia and no.
No, I forget who it was.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll remember, and it won't matter at that point. But Hangman versus Kenny was a good starter match. I think I agree with you. I think that the match was missing a little something, and yeah, can't put your finger on it. It's just like it didn't feel like they had the best chemistry in the world, and it's weird because they were tag team champions together. So there were some moments where Hangman actually looked like he was able to counter moves of Kenny's and stuff, and vice versa. Kenny looked like he was a step off. And that never happens. Like, they even talked about it on commentary.
What he messed up, he missed something.
And all of a sudden, like even Tony Schiavone was like, he's gonna beat himself up for that one, folks. And then of course he started talking to himself in the ring, and it's like, dude's talking to himself. Sheeta is a beast. I do agree with you there, Drew. Except she's also playing the baby face, so she's not the one that's supposed to pin for 2 and then lift the head off the ground.
Yeah.
And then of course we get so many false finishes in AEW matches that it's like when the finish finally happens, you're like, wait, did I miss it? Did it really happen? I'm not sure. I loved I loved the FTR versus Young Bucks.
Yes.
I do think that they should have finished with the Young Bucks actually like punching them and knocking one of them out, because it would have been the flip from Dash Harwood that missed, and it would have been fists from the Young Bucks that won the match instead of.
I think that super kick was the right way to go.
Except it wasn't, because that leg was dead. Like
that was the whole point of it. He had that one last super kick. That's that one last.
It would have had nothing. That super kick would have had nothing. Like it would have been like
he hulked up.
It would have been. It would have been like when Braun Strowman tonight took that fist from what's his face and just laughed it off. You know, that's what it would have been. So Drew says FTR versus the Bucks was match of the year. I don't even think it was their best match that they could have delivered. Now, part of that's probably because Matt was actually injured going into the match. So obviously they played up the story. They played up and the psychology of it was probably the best part. The idea that Tully Blanchard. Cash was selling all over the building. I think that and I keep calling him Dash because his name in WWE was Dash. So I apologize for that. Doesn't one of the Bucks have it? I don't know if it's a torn ACL, but he definitely does have a leg injury.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to. So why would they put the belts on for? He's not able to defend it.
Drew's using some of my own speaking terms.
What?
Wheeler was a bump machine.
Bump machine.
Bump machine. I love talking about bump machines. You know, Drew or Dolph Ziggler isn't even being the bump machine like he was. Now it seems to be John Morrison as being the bump machine.
Yeah.
But I digress. I like Tino just asked. I don't know why you put the titles on the Young Bucks right now, because one of them is legit injured. Like, do you all of a sudden say, okay, because he is legitimately injured and now needs to be out for surgery, that you make a tournament for the sore ankle? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been nursing this leg injury since the ROH days, by the way, folks.
I think what they do is they go back to the Elite. They just have another member of the Elite tag with them.
Well, remember, Hangman's not in the Elite now. That's why they kept talking about like the 3 Men and the Baby Ghost in the corner. Like after that match, like Tony Schiavone is going, Did someone step out in the corner and
Did you not see?
Yeah, no, I saw him
in the tunnel.
Yeah, he was sitting there for like 10 minutes. But Tony Schiavone's only sitting there going, is someone lurking in the background? What? Come on. It is time to book the Elite as Elite. I absolutely agree with that. I also think that it's probably time for it just to be the Elite and not the people like Cody being part of the Elite. I think it needs to be the actual Elite.
So
it's just the Bucks and Omega. Bucks and Omega is the Elite.
Wasn't Marty Scurll in the Elite?
He was in the Bullet Club.
I thought he was in the Elite too.
Well, he might have been, but like
the original Elite.
You think they're kind of distancing themselves from Marty Scurll right now? You know, wanting to have sex with 14-year-old girls isn't exactly.
I didn't hear that. Marty Scurll? I hadn't heard that. Oh, well.
Cody has been out since AEW. Yeah, he did. They all kind of said that they wanted to go their own way. So the idea that like what I want to see now is I'd like to see AEW try to put together their own Four Horsemen where you've got.
The Hangman was originally part of the Elite too.
Yeah, but they kicked him out. And he wasn't originally like the Elite was 3 guys. It was the Bucks and it was Kenny.
That was it.
Yeah, when they started, that was the Elite. Now they let other people in, but they also were all part of the Bullet Club at the time, and they let people into the Bullet Club too. I mean, heck, Adam Cole was part of the Bullet Club, you know. So Finn Balor was part of the Bullet Club. The Anderson, yeah, the Good Brothers. They were in there. So allegedly, well, Drew, his statement, and I'm paraphrasing here, actually said something along the lines of, well, in that country, 14's the age of consent, so I didn't see a problem with it. Something along those lines.
I didn't friggin' hear this. When did this happen?
About the time that everyone else had that stuff happening. Yes, Adam Cole was definitely elite, but he was also Bullet Club.
All right.
So I love that match. I love the fact that because Tully wasn't out there, that Wheeler and Harwood were actually making choices that they don't normally make. I also like the psychology of the Young Bucks taking away their hands so they couldn't actually like throw fists like they want to. Although, aren't fists supposed to be illegal in a wrestling match? In a wrestling match. So if that's the case, and these guys are supposed to be the best wrestlers, they shouldn't be throwing fists in the first place, right?
Well, that's their motto.
Yeah, I know it's their motto. No flips, just fists, right? But so I really like that match. And I don't think that the referee became overabundant like he has a tendency to do. I can't remember what his name is, but even after he held up their hands, he then went and then backed off and let them take their victory. You know, Cody versus Darby, I thought was solid. I know that it's professional wrestling and we have to suspend disbelief, but Darby Allin is like half the size of everybody else. Like,
so was Spike Dudley.
Yeah, but how many matches did Spike Dudley win?
So was Neville.
Neville.
Fucking 5'5".
Okay, now you're dropping the F-bombs.
Sorry.
But he's like jacked. He's like Macho Man jacked.
Spud. Rockstar Spud, what is he now? He's Jake Maverick.
Yeah, well, they put him with a monster who apparently is seriously injured now. My point is that these guys should, like, there's no way.
X-Pac.
Put him in the cruiserweight division. Then he wins. Put him against Kevin Nash, he loses.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, lawn dart.
No, world champion.
Sure.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I know. You can always throw that one at me.
See? Rey Mysterio.
Even still. Like Darby doesn't have the speed advantage that these guys have that you guys are talking about. And if they went with a cruiserweight title in... Really? Did you just go S.A. Rios with us?
Yes.
Yeah, his valet won more matches than him.
I mean, you got Orange Cassidy. I mean, we'll get to him too.
Billy Kidman. Best line Billy Kidman ever said was, Hulk Hogan, the reason why your skin's so orange is because you've been in the limelight too long.
His best line was,
Tori Wilson, will you marry me? We both knew where you were going with that one. Darby is... Okay, he is not a better worker than Mysterio. But he is a great worker. I will give him that. He makes you believe that he has a chance to win all of those matches. It's just, I don't understand why they didn't have Orange Cassidy go over Cody, but they had Darby go over Cody. Now, granted...
Darby,
hold
I think
on.
has more...
Let me go ahead and say it. Darby's story with Cody has been going since the very first AEW pay-per-view, and I get that. Drew, if you're talking about versus Rey Mysterio now, yes, I agree with you. But Mysterio, he sucked since he dropped the junior. Well, he's 50-something years old at this point, man. You know, and he's had how many knee surgeries and whatever. So he can't
even do the when he jumps up. When you remember?
Oh, out of the chute?
Out of the floor. That was my favorite.
Up the sky. Here he goes, Mysterio's.
Now they still got the same music. Booyah, booyah. I'm like, yeah. No, he walks out. I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. I want to see him fly out. Shoot, let Dominic do it.
No.
Let Aaliyah do it.
They're letting Aaliyah do it.
Let Murphy do it now.
Oh, jeez Louise. All right, he is really punchy, folks. So the Darby Cody match, you know, Cody was again, they started with ring psychology. They started with a story. It was all about Cody working the arm, and then all of a sudden, hey, let me start doing these weird moves and stuff. And
Push-ups. What was he? Big Papa Pump? What was he? What's his deal with doing push-ups here lately?
I don't know. He wears the weight belt, so he's got to do some exercise while he's out there. But I mean, when is Arn Anderson just going to get so pissed off at Cody that he just says I'm done?
Last night or Saturday night. I guarantee it's not. It's coming.
Wow.
What did he say?
He said okay. Drew said this was not me. Drew said this. The best thing that happened to Rey Mysterio was Eddie dying. And on that note, so Darby talking about dying, the coffin drop.
Missed.
No, he hit it. He hit the coffin drop, but
he kicked out.
But then he tried to go for the pin and 1-2 kicked out. Maybe it's because Darby's 107 pounds.
And Cody does look bigger, and they kept saying that he put on more muscle. Cody looks bigger.
Cody, compared to Darby, everyone looks bigger. It's kind of like the dude that comes down to the ring with AJ Styles now. He literally is 18 inches taller than AJ Styles. He's a foot and a half taller than him, man.
Why do you say foot and a half? Why you gotta go 18 inches?
Because I'm trying to make it sound bigger than it is. You know, it's like when you have a baby and it's like he's 18 inches long, and it's like that's a foot and a half. Like he's barely a Subway sandwich.
Oh, Jesus.
Darby he is not as big as Balor.
Yes, he is.
They might be the same height, but they are definitely not the same weight. You are so full of crap. They are not. Look it up.
He is correct.
He is not correct.
He is correct.
They may be billed as the same weight just to make sure that Darby gets to sound like he's a cruiserweight. But I mean, he's a flyweight, man.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, look him up.
I am right now.
He's going to be like 207 pounds.
Balor is 5'11".
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, come on. Come on, fact checker.
190.
Okay. Now give me Darby.
All right. Keep talking.
No, Balor he's 5'11", Drew. He's not a midget. He's not Max Mini or Mil Mascaras.
Darby is 5'8", 180.
No, he's not. He's billed as 180. Dude, he is not 180 pounds. Like, you'd literally have to wrap him up in Jell-O or something to make him 180 pounds.
All right, let's see. How much? Keep talking.
No, I want to hear this.
How much?
Because I just proved that he's not as big as Balor.
Why?
Well, because he's 10 pounds less than and 3 inches shorter, which is not as big as Balor. But he's also not 180 pounds. Like he'd literally have to have one of those. If you've ever watched Futurama, it would be whatever the crap that the Niffler would leave, which had like the weight of an entire star in it or whatever.
All right, so legit 5'8". Where'd he go? Oh, wrestler heights and weights. What did I stumble onto?
Yeah, we're not gonna go to that tonight, folks.
No, but go ahead. I'm still.
So let's talk about the two big matches on the card. Let's talk about MJF and Chris Jericho.
Right.
Okay. MJF, for as great of a talker as he is, for as great of a singer as he proved to be,
he's legit 180, dude. Everything I'm finding, he's 180.
He is not 180 pounds.
Okay. You know, because visually you can weigh people with your eyes.
I know that dude's 18 inches taller than AJ.
That's what you were saying.
So he looked. The word that Busted Open used today or the phrase that they used for it was tentative. He looked tentative in the ring, like MJF.
Okay.
He looked like he was waiting to be told what to do. And I agree with that. I felt like MJF missed something. Potsy works at.
He works at what?
Works at the carnival. Now he's saying I'm the weight checker. I'm the guy that does the birthdays and everything else.
He got fired.
Well, there just wasn't a carnival this year, so.
No fair this year.
I heard there was. I heard it was just food though. Like I heard there was like 60 places with food. No? Oh well. Oh well.
I love the state fair.
I do not.
I only go to eat. I don't ride the rides.
Well, that's just it. I only go to eat.
I don't ride the rides.
But the food gets more expensive and the size of the portions get smaller. It's like Disney. But anyways,
our little redneck Disney World we got.
I do screw everybody out of the cheap stuffed animal. He's not wrong. Drew, you are correct. I would.
No, I think he said you screw stuffed animals. I think that's.
No.
Okay.
No, he did not say I screw stuffed animals. He's probably thinking it now. Thank you, asshole. But so anyway, MJF looked like he was not up to Jericho's caliber in the match. But in the match, like everything else, Jericho looked like he needed to keep up with him.
And that's another one of those matches only if something was missing. MJF is right there. He's right there on the cusp.
You got to pull back up the Facebook in case anybody's chatting.
Yeah, he's right there on the cusp of being. I always said him and Darby of the future right now of AEW.
Well, and Hangman.
I
mean, all three of them are under 30 years old.
And MJF, like I said, he's right there. I don't think he's quite a ring general yet. I don't think he can call it in the ring. I don't think he's there. But skill-wise, charisma.
I don't think he's got the wrestling skill. But I don't think that it's a bad thing. And he's 24 years old. At some point,
you don't have to have wrestling. Look at John Cena, his 5 moves of doom. Look at Diesel or Kevin Nash. You don't have to have wrestling skills to apparently make it in this business.
Well, I mean, that's true. Look at Hulk Hogan. But Drew, you may actually have to call yourself out on that one. You said that MJF is the best promo in the business. But are you going to tell me later on that Eddie Kingston is the best promo in the business?
Paul Heyman still.
Yes, Paul Heyman is still the best promo in the business. There is no doubt in my mind that Paul Heyman draws more money with just talking about somebody else than he ever...
Well, we were talking about Paul Heyman's facial expressions put people over. Look at the way he's dealing with Roman now.
Yeah.
His face puts Roman over. He doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah, but I mean, like Eddie Kingston and even MJF, both of them have that same talent where MJF, just by going like that, you're sitting there going, oh, okay, yeah, I okay. You know, and I love where the storyline's going because it literally is Nation of Domination. It's Terrence just said, Miz anyone? No, his when the Miz is on, the Miz is on. The problem is that the Miz is off more often than not right now. His
Mount Rushmore, so you Mount Rushmore of talkers would have to be Dusty. Would have to be Heyman. Would have to be The Rock. The Rock. I'd probably put Flair on there.
I don't know. See, I always thought that if you wanted to talk about best talkers, I always thought that Mick Foley was one of them.
Mick Foley's good.
I mean, hell, he's made a secondary career out of just talking. So of course, if we say that, Johnny B. Bad would also be up there too because he's now a motivational speaker. But
he didn't have it in the ring.
No, he did not have it in the ring. No. Mark Miro did not have it in the ring. Apparently, he didn't. No, I'm not even going to go there. but Tino knows where I was going to go, but I didn't. Yeah, but I wanted the Jericho MJF match to be better than it was, for the same reason why I wanted the Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley match to be better than it was. The build-up was so excellent. The build-up got us to where people are sitting there going, I'm going to spend money on this.
I didn't mind the match that much.
I didn't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the ending was fun. You know, and it was, oh, the kid got one up on him. So of course Jericho, who he is and the character that he is right now, one, he played up being the baby face during the match, but then on top of being the baby face in the match, like he went right back to being the heel by going, "Welcome to the Inner Circle."
Yeah.
MJF and Wardlow. You know, it's a 2-for-1 deal. It's, you know, like Wardlow wasn't even part of this package, but now he's there. Hollywood Rock was great, yes. Whoa with the Rock slander.
What?
Oh, Carson's in the chat. Hey yo, Carson. Hey yo.
Did we slander The Rock?
I don't think we slandered the Rock.
You probably did. I said The Rock was good on the mic.
I didn't say he wasn't good on the mic. I just went, whoa, hold on, because there was that one promo where he had to read his arm, right? So, and that,
I did it for The Rock. That's my favorite.
Rikishi, that was your favorite Rock?
Yeah, that's my favorite promo.
I was like the Rock concert.
Yeah, that was good.
So getting to the Moxley versus
You missed one.
Which one did I miss?
The deletion match.
Yeah, I
Hardy.
deleted it.
Can't delete it. It was part of the
I
pay-per-view.
deleted it.
It's part of the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
You didn't like it?
I'm done with that. Like, he's had like 7 of those matches at this point.
Gangrel came back.
Oh, Gangrel!
I thought it was that was entertaining. I mean,
I thought the Hurricane Helm showing up, being thrown into the lake of reincarnation, and then coming back to
as
go,
a
what's up with
reporter.
that? And he's like, oh well, while you're at it, you know, and then he super kicked him again. Yes, there were moments of it that were fun. It took Private Party forever to get to the Hardy compound. Like, what the hell? He called them 10 minutes before that.
It was dark. They got lost. They were all in golf carts.
They were in golf carts. Drew must have slandered The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's some stuff up here that we missed from the chat. Hold on. Let's see. Kingston is great. Heyman has experience and so many great moments. MJF is always on. He is way better than the next tier. Okay, with what Drew just said, with MJF being better than everyone else in the next tier, I do agree that right now, when you give him a mic and you give him 5 minutes, he sells you on whatever it is that he's trying to sell you on. But I do also think that they're trying to go too whiny with him, or
with MJF.
Maybe not whiny, but like corny. They've you know, and the whole Jericho angle obviously has been corny because they're trying to show a new side to MJF, but I think
they're trying to Jericho's he's going to make a face turn.
He's going to be baby.
So I think they're setting that up.
Because I think that what MJF's going to do is he's going to buy the love of the Inner Circle, and the only one that might stick with Jericho might be Jake Hager.
I think Sammy, because you think.
No, I think they're going to go with who ends up, you know, if it's like a pack of dogs, they all go to the alpha, right? And the alpha, like, MJF's going to buy the alpha seat.
Okay.
You know, he's just going to be the alpha at some point. So,
what's up?
Best Rock line is what Drew just said. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. No, I don't know. But yeah, the deletion match, I'm done with them, man. Like everybody's trying to one-up each other with these cinematic style matches, and this one didn't even feel cinematic. And then once again, one of the guys bled out the back of his head, like
a stuck pig.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm surprised JR didn't sit there and start talking about red paint everywhere or something like it's just everywhere, just
red paint.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that whole at the beginning. I guess the YouTube thing they showed the thing from Friday night too, but you also got the interest of JR. And when did he become Jim effing Ross? You see that when he came out?
No.
His little graphic, like at the beginning of the show, they do the. He still comes out the Oklahoma fight song, but his graphic, it says Jim effing Ross, and it has something else. I'm like, what?
I mean, he is ornery now. You know,
I think he sometimes on commentary, I'm like, he almost sounds heelish. Like
yeah, he sounds angry.
Yeah, like a heelish commentator.
Uh,
Don't.
What in the hell is going on with Darby Allin? What is going on with him?
I'm gonna get a phone call and you're gonna have fucking Bell's palsy.
I've told you all along that if you like when you do a Jim Ross impression, you gotta close half your mouth. I can't do it the other way, man. I can't.
You're gonna get Bell's palsy.
I hope not. I hope
I
not.
hope not too.
I
but you
mean
keep
nothing.
that up.
I mean nothing but the utmost respect for my impression of Jim Ross, and you know that. I'm not trying to be Ed Ferrara.
Oklahoma.
The AEW graphic guys always change it up. They're great. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they do. They actually, the thing that I respect about AEW since their inception is that they have really attempted to look the part of being true competition by hiring people that can do the job as well, if not better, than what the WWE does. Because you know, like tonight when Randy Orton comes out and you see that Viper head and you see the fire coming out around it, you're like, damn, that shit looks good.
Yeah.
You know, and even in the Thunderdome, that shit looks good. So that's the way I am with that. But deletion matches are better than Firefly Funhouse. Yeah, well, sure. I mean, that's because Vince still hasn't quite grasped how to do those kinds of matches. You know, he's sitting there trying to enter his inner Hardy, and it's just not.
Well, he wouldn't let Hardy do it. I think if he let Hardy.
Well, they did the one.
Yeah, but Vince still heavily had his hands in it. I think if he just let Hardy go and do what the hell he wanted to do, it would have been better.
We would have gotten the same match we've gotten 3 times now. I mean,
the best
long-term booking.
The best one was the one they did in Impact. The first one.
Yeah, of course it was, because it was the first time anything like that had been done. So, but can I go on to Moxley versus Eddie Kingston?
We got about 30 minutes.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten to any of the other programs.
Let's go.
So Kingston versus Moxley. What did you think?
Like I said, I liked it. I liked it.
Did you love it?
No.
Okay, why not? Did you love the build-up?
The build-up was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be harder hitting. I do agree with you that Kingston did more damage to himself than Moxley did. I don't understand the thumbtacks. What was the point of the thumbtack? I mean, every time we have a hardcore match, you got to bring out thumbtacks. You can do without thumbtacks.
No, I was okay with the thumbtacks because it led to the spot that I had never seen before, which was the rubbing alcohol spot.
Yeah.
You know, like that was badass. Like the only thing that would have made that crazier was if he would have lit him on fire afterwards, right? But they weren't going to do that, obviously. That spot would have been something where I would have anticipated somebody wanting to say I quit. But you know, it happened to Moxley. It didn't happen to Eddie. What I told Tino off the air is that this match showed the deficiency in Eddie Kingston's wrestling ability. It wasn't a wrestling match. I know that. It wasn't meant to be a wrestling match. In fact, John Moxley seems to have more of these kind of matches for the pay-per-views than he does actual wrestling matches, which at this point, when you're the wrestling world champion, you should have to wrestle a match. And I guess we're going to see that when he goes with Omega, because Omega, at the end of the whole thing, was like, I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get in that ring, because I want nothing to do with this. Great story, great build, great promos, but if you were expecting a Mac Classic from Eddie Kingston, you booked the wrong guy. And Drew, that's my point, is that even for an I Quit match, this match seemed to miss on some spots for me. And Drew just said they both work for CZW. That's what they do. You are not wrong. I was waiting to see the lights come out and actually get smashed over top of them and different things like that. But I guess they just don't do that. Carson feels like Omega has to win against Mox in their upcoming title match.
Anyway, because I think they're bringing that storyline full circle. Because if you remember the first pay-per-view, was it All Out, or was it All In, where they had the dice,
Yeah.
and then Moxley came out and attacked Omega.
Yeah, and then they had the match where Moxley ended up winning because it was a hardcore match, and had that really weird like table of
glass,
glass or
glass
or barbed wire.
So I think it's going full circle. Omega is going to win. I think Moxley. They made a point. I kept repeating that Moxley has not been defeated. So I think he's like 20-0 right now.
He's 20-0.
I think his defeat will come when Omega gets that belt from him.
And it very well could. He's the first guy that's going to force Moxley to do the thing that he's not the best in the world at, and that's wrestle. But
because he didn't really wrestle in WWE either.
But he did when he like when they were waiting for Seth Rollins to come back Roman Reigns to beat Triple H at WrestleMania. Dean Ambrose had an amazing match at that, what was it called, Roadblock or whatever.
Who did he fight?
He fought Triple H. I always found it funny that they called him the cerebral assassin, but he always worked on people's legs.
They were saying cerebral assassin because he's a thinking man's wrestler.
Right. I know what it means. I just he never worked on the head.
Shut up. What does that say?
Drew said that he doubts that Tony Khan will ever allow light tubes. I agree. Yes, this was a filler arc. In fact, let's be real. They really didn't think that Eddie Kingston was going to be the guy to go up against Moxley, and they made the move to that because the build up from that first match, which wasn't even supposed to be him, it was supposed to be Lance Archer.
Yep.
That first match went over so well that they decided, man, we've got something here. Very similar to the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso thing. They realized, man, we've got something.
And
here.
They have a long history with each other. So,
you know, and it's kind of interesting about how both of them kind of went to I Quit matches, isn't it? You know, like you had these long-term build stories, everything else, family. You know, I was a little shocked that we didn't like the other thing that I didn't like about this. The other thing that I didn't like about this match was that when Eddie Kingston finally said I quit, you couldn't hear it. And that's like in these matches, what makes them so good is when the referee's going, "Hey, do you quit?" And he's like, no, never, you know, and then all of a sudden when he finally does, he like screams it out at the top of his lungs in a microphone or whatever, and that's what causes the end of the match. Drew says that Eddie Kingston could outwork Roman Reigns any day. I don't agree.
No.
But it's okay. We can all have our favorites. I think the best part about this, so Carson says, I think Kingston will definitely make a great mouthpiece for a stable. Maybe the best talker in the business right now. Hope they don't forget about the stable with the Lucha Brothers.
That's what I say. I think he does have a stable with Lucha Brothers and Butcher and Blade. So I think he'll just go back to that.
Yeah, and I think that they'll build up something else. Maybe even go against, the Elite. Maybe something like that. I think that would be a way for Eddie to continue building. I think what the good story out of all this is that Eddie Kingston, who was just months away from selling his house and moving back in with his mom, now has a home. And he is not going to give up these opportunities. I wouldn't be surprised if Darby gets past the Taz team, that him versus Eddie Kingston becomes a thing. Because
for that TNT title?
Yeah. Because I think Eddie Kingston has proven that he is definitely good enough all around to be the TNT champion, but maybe not all around. And I even said this last week. I said I can't see him winning the championship.
No.
You know, even if it was just filler, and then Moxley says, I demand a rematch next week. You know, well, you quit, you don't get a rematch. Well, I'm John Moxley. I'm 20-1. I deserve a rematch. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. Drew, I'm not talking about like an actual mic spot where they put the mic into his face, but you have to be able to hear him say, I quit. Butcher and Blade will face Natural Nightmares on Wednesday. Kingston versus Cody.
I don't think so, because I think that Cody is going to be wrapped up into that Taz and FTW, because Taz, if you notice, in the past couple of weeks have been calling out Cody so much, calling him Mr. Office, calling him Suit, and calling him. So I think him and Taz are going to have something. So
Yeah, it'd probably be him and Brian
He'll
Cage.
be mixed in with the FTW people.
Stable War.
Yeah.
Well, you know, who knows? Maybe we get whatever AEW is going to call their War Games.
Yeah. All
I'd
right.
be okay with that. So, all right, Tino wants to go on to
Laying the SmackDown.
Tino, the beginning, Bayley versus Sasha.
That was a good match. I am enjoying the Sasha and Bayley thing, and like you, I look forward to Bayley and Sasha, and I look forward to Roman Reigns. Those are the two things on Thursday nights. And I mean, SmackDown is such an awesome show, well rounded, but those two bookends are the things that I look forward to each week on SmackDown. But my new favorite thing on SmackDown, I was telling you,
Is Aaliyah.
Not Aaliyah, but one of the things I popped for was I told you.
Oh, Otis.
So my favorite thing.
Yeah, Tino
one
has
of my
a favorite
favorites.
moment.
One of my favorite things, period, is for
Drew. Have a great night, buddy.
See you, Drew. Is for them to break character or to laugh, and when the commentators laugh, it cracks me up even more. So my spot of the night of this past week was when Otis was in the ring and Murphy was down on the floor, and Otis stopped to look at Murphy, so he's looking outside the ring, and Corey Graves, Michael Cole's in the middle saying something, and Corey Graves just goes over and says, oh, it's like Murphy's looking in a funhouse mirror, and that made Michael Cole stop, and there's silence for a minute, and then Corey started laughing, then Michael started laughing. I mean, it was just he broke Michael Cole.
He broke Michael Cole.
That made my night.
And
so
you know,
funny.
in the years that Michael Cole has been commentating for WWE, which has got to be almost 20 years now,
I don't think anybody's
he
ever
has
broken.
never broken character. And Tino's absolutely right. The Otis line of he's looking at himself in a funhouse mirror. I mean, Corey Graves gets one of those every so often, and it reminds you of how good Corey Graves can actually be when he gets out of his own ass.
Yes.
Right. So, and I hope he's listening and hears me say that. No, I really don't. But I know someone from WWE's watching. But
So that was good. But back to the Sasha and Bayley. I have no problems with it. I think that it was Sasha needed this win because they're right. Every time she wins a title and she goes to defend it, she loses.
Except for the fact that it's always been on a pay-per-view that she loses it.
No, she's lost it during Raw. Remember when her and Charlotte were trading the belt back and forth.
Oh yeah, they did trade it back and forth like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's no wonder they're all gonna beat the Nature Boys record of 16 or 17 or however many it is. Remember when it said 17 times?
Yeah. So Sasha needed that win, and the match was good. The match was I loved it. I loved it. The match was a good match.
I just hope that at some point, and it looks like what they're going to do is they're going to start moving them away from each other probably until Mania season, because it definitely seems like they're moving Carmella into the title picture.
That was my. Give me my breath.
Oh, Tino's got one of these.
Where the fuck did Carmella come from? Why is she next in line? I thought for damn sure it was going to be the EST. I thought that was going to be her next thing. Carmella hadn't done anything but be off TV forever, have a couple of promos coming back like, oh, her in the mirror, her snapping her fingers and all this bullshit. She hadn't done anything to deserve a title shot. So why does she get to jump the line? Where the fuck did Carmella come from? Other than she's fucking Corey Graves. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, he got that pop, so of course they had to.
Anyway. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
That was my little.
He's done with that, and I don't think I've got a rant this week, folks. Yeah, I know, right? What the hell? Maybe I do. So of course we get more build up with Roman.
Roman, and it all starts. Jay is doing an interview, and Paul comes out. And he goes, "What are you doing? Did Roman approve this?" And Jay's like, "I gotta go to Roman to do an interview." And so and then Paul goes, "You wait right here. I'll go in there." And he runs in like the little bitch he is to tell Roman. Jay's out there doing an interview. That's pretty much what happened. Am I lying?
That's pretty much what happened.
And Roman just comes out and goes, and Jay's like, "I gotta ask you to interview." He goes, "Well, you're part of the family. You gotta." He's like, okay, I understand. I'm like, what is going on? Why are you bowing down? And then he said, what about, and then he made him fight Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens questioned the family. But, and then Jay walks away, and Roman's not even looking at Paul and goes, did you know about this? Well, I found out as it was happening. And that is Paul Heyman. That is why he is so perfect in this role. He's like, I just found out about it. He just, and Roman's not even looking at him. That's so perfect. He's just looking dead ahead, and Paul's like about to piss his pants. Paul just,
I don't know what's going on. Oh, Roman. Oh, jeez.
So like I said, those two, the Sasha and Bailey, and the Paul and the Roman and Jay thing, do it for me.
Yep. And really, all that really happened on SmackDown for the most part. So let's talk a little bit about Raw. You talked about your moment of being of watching Michael Cole get popped on SmackDown. What about when AJ Styles is in the middle of the ring?
No, that's not the part that made me pop tonight. I want you to sing your version.
I already did. I did it at the beginning of the show. Anybody who wasn't here at the beginning has to watch Slayer.
Oh my God, that's still it. So he did this whole thing, right? That and he goes. I've been practicing that with a straight face, and I almost lost it. I
You did lose it.
Like, with a straight face. He goes, I've been practicing.
I think I know all the words. And I just
with a straight face.
and
I looked at him.
He just starts laughing. I'm just sitting there like this.
I looked at him. I'm like, "You serious, aren't you?"
No,
And then he starts laughing at himself.
I wasn't serious at all. I don't think there are words to that song. I think.
All right, so the look on your face.
Oh man, I'm so animated.
We're punchy is what it is. We're tired. So what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, so when Team Raw for Survivor Series was all in the ring together. First of all, AJ has his Groot behind him.
Well, before because they rounded out the team.
Oh yes. Riddle, formerly Matt Riddle,
won his match against Jeff Hardy and Elias.
And there was that, and then AJ said we're gonna have a team meeting.
And every time he kept trying to slide
he's
in.
like, and as the captain.
And they're like, no.
You're not my captain.
You're not my captain. You're not my captain.
You know what? They need the big dude to sit there and go, I'm the captain now. That's all he'd have to say.
And nobody would have.
They'd all be like,
you the captain.
You the captain now.
So,
but sorry, I'm still laughing at the whole night. We're gonna lose all our viewers.
What happened? They started singing like they were Muppets. That Beaker. Okay, stop.
Anyways, so they're all in the ring together, and like I don't remember what the first thing was that got said, but Keith Lee started laughing in the ring, and
Fireface.
No, it was before that though. There was something else, and Braun Strowman started laughing, and AJ's just sitting there like, and then Matt Riddle just chimes in with, "No, we need bros. We need nicknames, bros." And then he like
team name, code names or something.
Yeah, code names. He's like AJ, you could be the skipper. I thought he was gonna call the next one Gilligan.
Little buddy.
And then he's like, Sheamus, you know what your nickname's gonna be? Fireface. And Sheamus is like, oh, is that a ginger joke? Fella?
He's like, no.
No, it's when you get mad,
your
it
face
turns red. And he's like, oh, something else will turn red here in a second, fella. But the five of them, literally, I feel like it's like when Austin was trying to crack up the Undertaker back in the day.
Yeah.
Like one of them is sitting there trying to be straight laced and just keep it going, and everyone else is sitting there trying to pop them. And I wonder if it all started with that Otis line or whatever with Michael Cole, and now everybody's like,
trying to
oh,
pop each
I'm
other.
going to get you to laugh.
Yeah, trying to pop each other.
You know, but yeah, that whole segment, like we almost fast forwarded through it too,
Yeah.
and I'm glad we didn't because it was funny.
It was funny.
And then of course the match was solid too. Like I have no idea why AJ Styles talked Adam Pearce into letting
Let him be the referee.
And why is Adam Pearce suddenly in charge? Like if it's not him, it's Pat Buck.
Yeah.
Wearing his salmon pants.
Well, I think
Salmon.
I think Pat got tired of getting beat up by Nia Jax, so he's like, you send him out there. I'm not going out there anymore.
I'm not going out there anymore. They keep hitting me. He looks like Buddy Murphy's older brother.
Wow.
So otherwise,
8 weeks in a row.
8 weeks in a row of Lana going through a table. Now what they're doing is they're setting it up. They're like I even heard Mark Henry was talking about his sons. His sons are sitting there on last Monday watching Raw, and the one goes, "I bet you 10 push-ups that she puts her through a table, or doesn't put." And the other one's like, "No, she's not gonna put her through a table. That's 7 weeks at this point. They're not gonna." And of course, all of a sudden later on, you hear one of them yelling from the room, "Gotta do 10 push-ups!" You know. But I'm tired of it.
I'm hoping 2 months. I'm hoping this is it. They're not gonna do it anymore.
I mean, they're even showing video packages where they're showing each one of them as they happen. Yeah.
Like they do WrestleMania with all about the numbers.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble, it's all about the numbers.
2, 3,
so
4 tables.
It's going to be a voter thing all of a sudden.
Stop.
So, the last week, I don't even think we talked about when Bobby Lashley and Truth had their match. We talked about how he just threw Drew Gulak on top of him.
We did do that.
Did we do that?
Yeah, we did that. I want to do this.
I want to do this. So, come on, Bobby, just pin me. I want to do this. Titus O'Neil gets the most airtime he's had since the Greatest Royal Rumble.
MVP did have a line of the night.
He did.
He said the match is going to be in the ring, not under the ring. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then okay, match of the night easily was Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa.
No. Mustafa. Mustafa.
Mustafa, is that what were they saying?
They kept saying Mustafa.
Something.
Mustafa? Maybe it was Mustafa.
A couple of those hits that they were doing, I think when you came around the corner and hit that back breaker off the top rope, that made you like, whoa. But the when Ricochet missed his move at the end. Ricochet missed his move at the end, and he came across what they call it, the something clutch, where he like choked the shit out of him.
The Koji clutch. So yeah, but why the hell did Ricochet say, instead of going for my 450 splash right now, I'm going to jump out the ring and do a corkscrew plancha? Woo!
I guess he figured he's going to take out the rest of the retribution so they couldn't interfere in his pin.
Okay.
That backfired.
We've all watched wrestling enough to know that when you get back up and you hop back on the top rope after trying to hop on the top rope the first time, you're going to miss.
Yeah.
That's like Ric Flair going to the top rope to try to drop the knee. He never once hit it.
He hit it once.
Oh, he did, because someone even said something like, "Look at that, Nate actually hit it."
And he kind of celebrated when he hit it.
It was Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
It was like nobody was expecting that. But yeah, it was a great match between them. Like literally hard hitting, great match, and yet, and it even had like that story of why are you acting like this?
Yeah.
Ricochet kept saying, "Why are you acting like this?" And Mustafa. Not Mustafa, like he had Mustafa Ali is what his name had been all along. Now all of a sudden tonight it's Mustafa. Mustafa.
Something they were saying.
It's like Mustafa Ali. Whatever. But I'm sitting there the whole time. I'm like, they're gonna make Ricochet lose this match, But he's going out there and delivering like $1 million tonight. You know, and maybe it's because he knows he's going to get 20 minutes. He's going to put on a show.
Yeah.
And it wasn't meant to be a squash. I mean, he went up against 5 against 1. And it wasn't a squash.
No.
And then, of course, Drew Gulak also tried to join the hurt business. But you know why he wasn't allowed in? Because he had a clip-on tie.
And he almost and he didn't have the.
Oh yeah. When he's like, where's your pocket square? And he turns around and comes back and he's got a pocket square. And then of course they had to sit there and go, nope, still not good enough. Poor Drew Gulak. That guy actually was in some storylines on SmackDown. And he goes over to Raw. It's like you're gonna get beat by Tucky.
The 24/7 match.
Just needs to go away.
Yeah. They didn't have a Firefly Funhouse tonight, but they did have a backstage segment with Alexa and Nikki.
And she's fire, dude. Like, Alexa is on fire in this role. And it's stupid. It's not a good spot, and yet she is fire.
And I think that's what's making it. You know, it's sometimes what Stone Cold used to call making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what they're doing with this. I mean, and that the Firefly Funhouse, the Fiend and Alexa Bliss right now. Like I say, Friday nights I watch for Ray. Not Ray, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you watch for
Jay,
Ray, and no, you watch for Ray and Dominic, and Murphy,
Jay Roman, and
Murphy.
If you don't shut the fuck up, Jay Roman, and Sasha and Bailey. I watch Friday nights for them. Monday nights, it's the Fiend and Alexa to see what they're gonna do next. And you're right. It's just they're carrying that show.
Well, they're not carrying the show because the show's being carried by Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton right now. Like they're delivering on all cylinders, man. Like I haven't seen Randy Orton this motivated in years. In years.
So what different? What happened? Why all of a sudden now he's?
So I think there's a couple things. He doesn't have to wrestle as often, right? Tonight he didn't wrestle at all. He went down to the ring, he sat on the corner, and then he just hopped down and left. I think
he wrestled.
He did not wrestle that match.
No.
He did not get in the match at all.
He didn't.
And that's where we got the bump machine John Morrison.
He did the chicken shit hill thing.
He did. And it's because they announced right before that he'd have to face Drew McIntyre next week for the title. And I'm wondering if they're going to give it back to Drew, and then Drew's going to lose to The Miz at Survivor Series after losing to Roman. And then Randy takes it back from The Miz.
I think
that's a lot of bouncing around, though.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that this is going to be a time because Miz doesn't need that title, so I think he's going to cash in
and lose.
Lose.
It's possible. I mean, and I mean, but Miz does need that title. Like, dude, Miz is doing the same shtick week in, week out.
So he'll do the same shtick with the title?
No, I think what's going to have to happen is he's going to have to get serious. If I could be serious for a moment. No.
That means he's going to have to get rid of Morrison or other.
I think what's going to happen is Morrison's going to sit there and say, hey, dude, ever since you won that thing, I've been getting my ass kicked every week. So we're splitting up. And then they don't have to feud or anything, but they could just split up. You know, I kind of think.
I don't think they know what to do with Morrison if he's not with the Miz. So
that's what's sad about it is he should have went to NXT because he'd be going for the championship right now. Like, he's been a champion everywhere. But he goes to WWE. He makes a little cheddar, makes a little scratch, but that's it.
He needs to go back to Impact with his wife.
Who's his wife?
Taya Valkyrie.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of the main event, I felt like the New Day and Drew worked really well together.
And the New Day has to defend their titles next week against the Hurt Business.
They do, and
I don't see them switching titles right this close to before the Survivor Series, though.
It's funny because you and I have had this conversation off air, and yet they have done it the last 2 years.
Switch titles?
One of the titles has switched right before Survivor Series. Because if you remember correctly, Jinder Mahal was supposed to go up against Brock Lesnar, and all of a sudden AJ Styles took it off of Jinder.
So who loses the title? Who loses their title? Drew,
I
Drew
think,
or the New Day?
I think that the better matchup at Survivor Series is Drew versus Roman. I mean that's Mania main event level. You know, and I guess Randy Orton is too, but and they're even trying to sell it as
because I don't think Drew and Roman have ever met.
They probably have. Because 3MB or something probably went up against the Shield.
3MB was gone way before the Shield came out.
I don't know, man. We might have to look that up, and you know, Sketchy LeJoe is not talking to us right now. So
Talking to you pissed him off.
yeah.
What's this?
Maybe you should know what good wrestling is.
I'll stay. What?
Oh, Drew said that he was going to stay for your favorite moment, and then he left after that.
Oh.
So when you said that it was the Otis, the popping. The popping. So
what you give Raw tonight?
As a review score,
Yeah.
C+.
Not even a B minus. I'll give it a B minus.
I mean, that's semantics. Okay, a B minus, but I mean like it still isn't good.
No.
It's got moments of good, which it did not have a couple weeks ago. But when you give me a 7-man 24/7 championship match in the final hour of the show, you might as well just turn the TV off.
They had to keep. We needed to see.
I didn't need to see Tucker
No.
become a 2-time 24/7 champion.
We didn't. We need to see 5-Hour Funhouse. I mean, we got a little bit of it with Alexa, but we needed. Again, that's what I tuned in for.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm tapping out.
I was about to say, but I digress.
I think I'm tapping out.
It's about that time.
So what time is it?
Oh, wow. So, as always, you can find him on Instagram at Podcheck.
Rob Potsy.
Rob Podcheck. You can find him on Twitter
At Potsy.
at Podcheck. I'm getting tired too. You can find me on Twitter at HootieFan91. You can find me on Instagram. I am SC Tino. As always, we want to say thank you to Adam's House Cat for the wrestling song. Which you
Everybody wants to be the nature boy, but I am the man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, make you scream, oh! Like Jared Power, there have been many imitations.
saying, woo! Good night.